Hello everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihanna's Cuisines. Today we are making cassava and chicken sticks. So if you want to learn how to do this, let's go ahead and discuss all the ingredients. But before we do that, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't, jump on board and get in the kitchen with me so that we can create some great dishes. There's a bell on your right hand side of the screen. Hit that so you get a notification every time a new video has been uploaded. Also, I have over 850 videos now on YouTube. All the videos under the description box, you'll find the full recipe, and also head over to www.raihanasrecipes.com for all the recipes that you can print and browse through. So let's get started. So here I have about 1.5 pounds of chicken breasts that are cut in about a cube size, and you want the same sizes for the cassava or the mohogo or the yuca. So if you have about, just try and see if you can get about 20 pieces of chicken, then you want 20 pieces of cassava or your mohogo. So we're not gonna need the mohogo for now, but I will just go ahead and add a little bit of my Cajun seasoning on here, and then we'll get this out of the way, and then I'll explain you everything else. I like to season my food throughout, so this is why I'm just adding a little bit of the Cajun in it so that it gets really nice and flavorful when we fry it. It's not bland, okay? So now just a little bit, just a topping. It's all up to you. If you don't want to do Cajun, you could do just salt, lemon pepper. It's all up to you. So we're gonna get this out of the way for now. All right, so next you're gonna need about 4 inches, 3 inches of skewers. I didn't have any at this size, so I just took the big ones and I cut them. So you're gonna need some of those. And then I have here for the marination for our chicken, we're gonna do a tablespoon of ginger and garlic, a tablespoon of sambal, a tablespoon of cornstarch, a teaspoon of pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. So that's gonna be our marination. Now, we are going to be brushing this with 2 kinds of sauces. You can choose which one you want, or you could do or both of them. So one, I am going to do half of mine with my red chutney. If you haven't watched that video, I will put up a link on your right hand side of the screen. It should go up right now. The other sauce that I was talking about we're gonna make is we're gonna do about 1/4 of a cup of ketchup, 1/4 of a cup of sweet chili sauce, and 4 or 5 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then we're also going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of the sambal in there, okay? So we'll do that later because we don't need to do that right now. So in the meantime, first things first, let's go ahead and marinate our chicken. That's super important because you want the chicken to marinate for at least 20-25 minutes, all right? You also want to make sure, because the chicken is raw and the cassava is already boiled, so you just want to make sure that you use everything up, because we're going to be touching the chicken, then we're going to be touching the cassava or the mohogo as well. So if you have any leftover mohogo, just go ahead and fry it, just because we're going to be contaminating it with the salmonella. By frying it, we're going to get rid of it, but just FYI, okay? You don't want to put that cassava in the fridge for tomorrow. You know what I forgot? Forgot to add the cornstarch in there. Okay. I was thinking I was missing something. See, the cassava is going to be really nice, crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, and that's exactly what I want the texture to be for the chicken. And that's the reason why I add the cornstarch in there, okay? So we're good to go on that. All right. Next thing, we're gonna keep this red sauce on the side. So in my bowl here is gonna go, and you can also reserve some of these sauces and serve them on the side. If you don't want to brush them and you just want to do them on the side, that's fine too. It's really how you want to do it. I'm just throwing out ideas for you. You can just do whatever you want to do with them. But again, if you make them, make sure you post a picture so I can see what you're doing. I'd love to see pictures. Okay, so in goes our chili sauce or sweet chili sauce, and then our soy sauce. Now also make sure you do a taste test on this. Make sure that you've got the taste that you want, the sweet, the spicy. So we've got our dipping sauce, or the sauce that we're gonna brush on top of this, ready to go. All right, so we've got everything ready to go. I'm gonna put all my stuff away. We're gonna let this chicken marinate for about 25 minutes. We'll come back and we're gonna be frying it in about 2 cups of oil. Okay, so we're gonna put the cassava in here. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it, but this is boiled cassava. You want boiled cassava. If you're not gonna boil your mohogo or your cassava, it's not gonna cook properly. So you have to boil it, and then you cut them in 1-inch pieces, and then you do what I'm doing right now, okay? So I got a good four pieces in here. So I got, you know, one cassava, one chicken, one cassava, one chicken. But if you were to cut your pieces a bit smaller, then you can get more pieces in there. And it also depends on how big your skewers are. And that also depends on how big your fryer is. So, you know, just make sure that you kind of take that in consideration when you're making these. But these are super easy, they're fun, they're great starters. So, so this is exactly how I started them, and I'm gonna finish all these up, then we'll go ahead and we'll fry these. Okay, so you wanna make sure that your oil is not very hot and not very cold. So when you put it in, it should be that way, all right? It should bubble. And if you're not comfortable with holding the sticks like this, you can take your tongs and you can just place them inside the oil just like that. Don't overcrowd the pan, depending on how big your pan is. Mine's not very big, this one's pretty small. So now once you put it in, it is so important that you don't touch it. Just let it be. Let it cook up a little bit. Let it get a little bit of the structure going. I'm gonna let this cook up until you see that they're kind of getting, the bottom should get a little nice color like this. You see that? See, these came out. But so I'll show you as soon as I'll let this cook for a while. I'll come back and I'll show you when I feel like we're ready to turn them. From the top here, I can see some brown, so I'm just gonna lift it and see. And this is completely cooked through. I could let it go for just a little bit, and I know what you guys are thinking. Is the chicken gonna get cooked? If anything, the chicken is gonna be 100% cooked. It's the mohogo or the cassava that's not gonna get that color on it, okay? But because it's boiled mohogo, we're good with it because it's fried, and then we fried it, so we should be good with it. So I'm gonna get these out, and then I'm gonna put the other ones in. I'm gonna finish all of them. I also want to show you, this is the only little bit of cassava that I had left. And I'm gonna fry these, and Sumaya is gonna have those because she loves fried cassava. But the chicken is all done, so I'm glad that we got done, and then we'll see how many sticks we got. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding the red chutney on I did it in 3 parts. So I did red chutney in 1 part, I did the sweet and sour sauce on the 2nd part, and then the 3rd part I left them plain, so whoever wants to eat plain can have them plain. So you can see that I got those done with the red chutney, and I'm just gonna wash my brush and use the same one to do the sweet and sour one here. Okay, so you just want to take your brush and just you know, add as much or as little as whatever you like. I like doing it this way rather than just dipping them in there. It just gets too much sauce on there. That's just the way I feel. So it's really up to you how you want to do this. Also, you want to wait until they cool down completely before you do this. Otherwise, they're going to get soggy. Okay. So here it is. And so I'm going to show you what they look like here. And this is the way that I am serving it today. So I've got the sweet and sour ones here with the dipping sauce on this side, and then I've got the plain ones, and here I've got the red chutney with the ones that I've brushed in the red chutney. So basically this is it. And so as far as doing a taste test, what I would do is obviously pick the sweet and sour one because it's so delicious, and I'll just do the chicken here. This is a great starter. This is really a fun appetizer to do. The best thing is to get kids in the kitchen with you so they can paint these. They'll have so much fun. And the mohogo or the cassava is really nice and crispy. And so we're all done, and you can prep this ahead of time, a day ahead, and then do fry them up the next day. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. See you then, friends.